Okay, lesson 53. 1 says estimate first, then find the exact quotient. We have 6.55 divided by 1 5/100ths. I'm sorry, that's 5/10ths. Um, I would round 6 and 55 hundredths to 7 and divide that by 1/2. So really we're trying to see how many halves fit into 7. And if you're going to do that, 2 halves fit into 1 whole. So if you have 7, you should have around 14. And if I divide this out, I move my decimal point over once, move it over once in my dividend, goes straight up. 5 goes into 6 one time, subtract, bring down. 5 goes into 15 three times, subtract, bring down. 5 goes into 5 once. And my answer is 13 and 1/10. Number 2, choose a numerical expression that has the same meaning as dividing the sum of 12,665 and 42,981 by 2. I'm going to check these out real quick and see which one of these has something divided by 2. A, it does, but I don't have my sum yet. B has the sum divided by 2, and C has a quotient divided by 2, so our answer is B. Number 3, 5/8 plus 3/9. I can't add these unless I have a common denominator. I'm going to find my least common multiple for 8 and 9, and that's 72. I have to make equivalent fractions. 8 times 9 is 72. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 8 is 72. 3 times 8 is 24. Can add those two together. 4 and 5 is 9. And 2 and 4 is 6. 70 seconds. I could divide each of these by 3. And 3 goes into 69. 23 times. And 3 goes into 72. 24 times. So my answer in simplest form is 23/24. Number 4, the angles of a quadrilateral all have the same measure. If it is not a rhombus, write the name of the quadrilateral in the box. If they have all the same, it's a quadrilateral, means there's 4 sides. A 4-sided figure equals 360 degrees on the interior. If I divide that by 4, because all the sides are equal, it means every side has to be 90 degrees. So if you're looking at that, you have a rectangle as a possibility, and a square is a possibility. Number 5, I'm going to multiply these two numbers together. 18, carry my 1, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Carry my 1, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And do that again, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. I got 13,308. Number 6, I'm just going to divide normally. If you'd like to do the other method, feel free. But we're just looking for you to divide. 4 into 16 goes 4 times. 0 left over, bring down my 4. 4 goes into 4 once. Bring down my 0. 4 goes into 0 0 times. And our answer is 410. Number 7, draw a right angle in the box. I'm going to go ahead and use a protractor since we need some practice with that. I'll draw a line with I'll draw a ray, excuse me. I'm going to put my protractor on top of that dot there and line up my black line with the ray that I just drew. And 90 degrees is up here. So I'm just going to kind of stay in the box. I'm going to connect the two groups and try it again real quick. Okay. Go ahead and draw it. Stay in the box. 90 degree. It says a coordinate plane is formed when a pair of perpendicular lines called axes intersect. On a coordinate plane, you have two axes, an x-axis and a y-axis. They're two perpendicular lines, meaning that's a right angle. You got these things called coordinates, like I drew one here. It says 2, 4. Those are the coordinates, and this is where the point would be on the coordinate plane. But all it did is ask you to write the word ordered pair. Number 9. Let's see. Mabel is learning to knit. Each day she can do more stitches per minute. If the pattern continues, how many stitches will Mabel do per minute on day 4 and 5? If you look at these patterns, this is increasing. It's increasing by 8. That would be 32. This would be 40. Also, you can see that there's a relationship between the number on the top and the number on the bottom. 1 times 8 gives me 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 8 is 32. 5 times 8 is 40. Number 10. 312 times 10 to the second power. 312 times 10 to the third power. Describe the pattern and the number of zeros in each product. Well, if I multiply these together, this one would be 31,200, and this one would be 312,000. If you notice, the number, this is called an exponent. The exponent matches the number of zeros. The exponent matches the number of zeros, so you can say the exponent will match the number of zeros in the product. Number 11, we have to find the area of this irregular shape. If you notice, they have 2 rectangles there. So we're going to find the area of them separately. Remember, area equals length times width for a rectangle. So this one right here would be 9 times 6. It's 54 millimeters squared. This guy right here, we know this whole thing is 15. We got to find out what this measurement is. If from here to here is 9, and the whole thing is 15, if I subtract those two, 15 minus 9, I get 6. So that's 6. And that would give me 48 for an area. Now I just take those two numbers, 54, and add it to 48. And you get 102 millimeters squared. Number 12, round 68 75/100 to the nearest tenth. Here's my nearest tenth right here. Look at my 5, and that'll give me 68.8, or 68 8/10. 13, there's a bunch of things to do here. We got to make sure we do all the things it asks us to do. First, it says shade in 2200ths. No thing. There's 20 hundredths right there, and I got 2 more. Okay. It says write this fraction as a decimal. That would be 0.22. And then finally, it says the digit in the tens place is how much as times as much as the value of the digit in the hundreds place, and that would be 10 times. So it's 1 spot. Every time you move over, 1 spot is 10 times larger. Number 14. There are 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, so if you have 23 tablespoons, you would have 69 teaspoons, and that would give us more units. 15, we're looking for the factors of 35. Or 35 is a multiple of what numbers? Well, it's a multiple of 1, because it's 1 times 35. And 5, because it's 5 times 7, so 7 is also a multiple, or a factor. And finally, 16, we got a whole bunch of brackets and parentheses here. We're going to follow order of operations. I'm going to look inside my bracket first. Inside my bracket, I have parentheses, so I'll do that first. That gives me 9. I'm going to do 55 plus 9 and divided by 6. That gives me 66 divided by 6 is 11. All right, see ya.